Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the American Fitbaw Cast, the football cast that brings you lots of football.
I thought you were going to go with love and joy in the world or something like that.
Nope. Straight up football.
There was no love and joy in that intro.
Is that because you just fell
dude
falling
as it
into
gets.
bed?
Well, I've only been out of bed 25 minutes, jeez. Right,
And it's 7 o'clock at night.
I work the night shift. Right, so this week we are going to do something a little bit different from what we've done the last few weeks. The trade deadline is approaching, so we were going to quickly fire through every team and see whether they need to buy or sell players in relation to how their season's going. So let's just dive straight into it, and we will start in the worst division in the world, the AFC East. So Andrew, you're the New England Patriots. Are you buying or selling a player?
They've just bought Sanu.
Yep.
I think they stick.
Stick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't think of that as an option, but
Yeah.
okay.
There's got to be another. Yeah.
If they were doing anything, they'd be buying. They would be giving Brady yet another option, whether it's a tight end or, but yeah.
Yeah, buy a tight end. Right, okay, that's what I'm going with. Yeah.
It's a
Combined effort. Joint GMs.
Yeah.
Right, so the Patriots, that's probably the only thing they're going to do. I can't see them letting anyone go. Steve, you're the Buffalo Bills. You are
Buying.
You're buying. You're 5-1. What position?
Offense. Who's their tight end? I don't know. I've just picked tight end again.
Tyler Croft, who's actually paid a lot of money. I think they paid too much money for him, to be honest. So
because the Whiteys are doing okay, O-line's okay, running backs is okay. They still need more help in the offense than the defense is like putting balls out. They're fine.
Line?
Go and just a complete mauling guard or something. And that's no disrespect. I don't know who the starting guards are, but if they had a Richie Incognito, absolute nasty bugger on the O-line.
I thought, what about them going
Swear
for?
jam?
Never mind it.
I thought about
I've been a lot better recently.
What about the Bills going for Melvin Gordon?
Nah.
No, not feeling it.
I'm not sold on Gordon this season. I don't know what's up with him. Whether it's just he's spent too long out and he just hasn't got his legs back yet, or is it the way the Chargers are playing him? I don't really know.
Okay.
I think they've got enough in the run game already as well. There's no point.
5,000 running back.
Yeah. There's no point spending valuable capital to get more in that position, I don't think.
They're in pretty good nick, which is actually saying something for
They're sneaky 5-1.
Yeah.
They don't get talked about, but they're 5-1.
Yep. And their one defeat was against the Patriots in a very close game.
They
Josh Allen went out in as well.
Yeah.
So unlucky.
Right, the Jets, it's a dumpster fire. You're selling whoever you can for whatever you can get.
Are you?
Yep. They're
Even
1
though
in
they
5.
spent big in the summer.
They're 1 in 5.
They are.
No, I know, but who would you get? What would you get rid of?
Leonard Williams, maybe. He's the one that's been spoken about.
Right, I see what you mean.
So,
right, okay.
So
Save re-upping him his contract.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you're due a third round compensatory pick if he walks anyway. So if you can get a second round, then
okay.
So what's the
You've got Conor Williams on that D line anyway. Henry Anderson's doing okay, and I think they've got somebody else, but I can't remember who.
They're two.
And you don't care about the result this year anyway. If anything, you want it to get a little bit worse.
Yeah, that's my thinking. So
I think ahead to next year at this point.
You're
we're at the halfway point pretty much.
You're not catching the Bills to try and get into the wild card.
They need to run the table to have a chance of wild card, and that ain't happening.
So you're selling whoever you can sell. To the next dumpster fire, which is the Miami Dolphins.
Sell. If they've got anything left to sell.
That's where it was going. So it's an obvious sell, but who?
There's 3 players I thought. Kenyon Drake.
Yeah.
Devontae Parker.
5th rounder for him. Parker.
And cornerback Rashad Jones, who I actually think's alright.
You might get a sneaky, good third or low second for him because he's actually pretty solid. Yeah, he's the last inverted commas superstar.
I think if they got a third round for any one of those 3, they would take it. Yeah,
they've clearly got a plan, which is just absolutely wash out, get to it next year. But they're going to need to give him some O-line help, otherwise he's just getting wrecked.
Just in the Dolphins seem like they're going to be the new Browns because they obviously were tanking for Tua. Tua got injured at the weekend.
Yeah.
No,
apparently played terrible as well.
Someone else has moved above him, and there was
There's another quarterback, yeah.
Is it Justin Herbert? Is that his name?
No, there's another one as well. There's 3 of them, and I can't remember the third guy's name. And I read an article this morning that said that the way they were that. I can't even remember where the article was, so this is a great interlude.
Something somewhere happened.
But the other guy, in this journalist's opinion, had moved to the top of the rankings for the QBs for
It looks
next
like
year's
it's going to be a
draft.
half decent crop coming out. There's a couple of people all.
And they're all gone in the top 10 this year. That's a fact.
Why?
Yes.
Right, so moving on to the AFC North. Steve, you're the Baltimore Ravens, 5-2. What are you doing?
Solidifying, and you're getting a cornerback.
Rashad Jones, who we just spoke about.
Could come in. I think he plays more safety, but it doesn't really matter. He might be. Okay.
Secondary help was what came to my mind for them as well.
So Marcus Peters had a big impact at the weekend, so do you just give him more support? Is that what you're thinking? Because you've got Marcus Peters and Earl Thomas.
I
trade,
was instantly
haven't
thinking,
they?
actually, okay, so. Oh, I don't know where. Now thinking about it.
Another receiver?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Got like Hollywood Brown, who is he still injured at the minute?
Yeah, I think he's due back
Just
this week, though.
dinged up. Aye. Who've you got? Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe a receiver.
Cool.
Not saying who, but yeah, maybe.
Don't disagree. Not Andrew, Gavin.
Myself.
The Cleveland Browns 2-4. I think you probably make a move for someone because you'll see that, or you'll believe that you're still in with a chance of
At 2-4?
at 2-4. I think that 2-4 is not that bad. A couple of wins in your
Who they got in this slate this week? Think about it. Their season is done.
they're going to be 2-5. I suppose you're maybe right. I don't know.
Where's the wild card going to sit in? So you're going to have, on current form, the Bills are going to be wild card.
And
Texans and the Colts as well.
I think you get or say if Jags pick up another couple of wins, if they are slowly bouncing back, there's going to be a fight.
So I
inside
think
for
that
maybe
you
the
can't.
second.
I think for all the hype that went into this season, you can't be seen to be.
To write it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you give up a third or a fourth rounder for someone like, I don't know, whoever we spoke about, I think they probably don't give up for someone like Leonard Williams. I think their problem is the defensive line.
I was going to say,
and they're not giving up a first rounder for Trent Williams.
So they've got 10 games left. They're 2-4. They need to finish probably 7-3 through the last 10, which realistically is 7-2 through the last 9 because they're going to get beat this week.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Right, Steelers. Andrew.
Sell everything.
Everything. Oh. So if I'm selling
Well,
everything.
apart from who you just picked, who did you pick up? Fitzpatrick. So they obviously got
Minka
to stick
Fitzpatrick,
with him.
yeah.
But yeah,
Wouldn't
I
sell
think
anyone
they were
no
trying
line.
after.
Wouldn't sell anyone. I think they're just
I
really
actually think they're a
unfortunate.
stick. Thinking
Just
about it
probably
more,
just
they're
doing
probably
it,
a stick.
They could maybe ship like a David DeCastro in guard or something.
Would you?
No, I know they wouldn't want to. If we have to pick somebody, I'm trying to think.
Oh, okay.
You know, in terms
I
of
wouldn't.
value.
I think that's probably their biggest asset. So, as in their offensive
O-line
line.
and the defense is actually
Yeah.
better than it has been in
I think
a few good years.
I think if they're doing anything, they're picking up another cornerback. But I think you're right. They're probably not doing anything. So the Cincinnati Bengals.
Bungles fire sale. AJ Green.
What are you getting for him?
Because he's injured at the minute. I think you're
He's
going
also-
to be lucky to get a second at the minute. You're trying to push out for a first, but you're not going to get it.
He's also due to walk in the summer.
You're up. So you
Is
really,
he?
you're
Right,
really
okay.
you're really getting a third if you're lucky, just to get.
I
him
feel
back.
So
like
they
getting
would
the
try
third
and push
anyway.
for a second.
Yeah, you're going to get the third anyway from the compensatory formula, but if not, you try and get the third now.
I think they'll get a
Yeah.
deal similar to Antonio Brown. Third and some
Maybe
change.
a fifth or switch of a sixth and a seventh or
Something
daft
along
like
those
that.
lines. So AFC North done. Indianapolis Colts 4-2.
You're buying.
I think a wide
What are
receiver.
Yeah.
That was my first thinking. Yeah,
You've got T.Y. Hilton
Yeah.
and then Zach Pascal had a really good game last week. But who the hell's Zach Pascal?
Yeah. They need a wide receiver too.
So
I
we,
think.
we mentioned the Dolphins, Devontae Parker, maybe someone like that. Can't think of too many others off the top of my head. But yeah, wide receiver help was what stood out to me. Houston Texans, I don't know if they can do anything because they've already shipped all the draft picks away. So
I hadn't seen a headline appear in the app because you have to pick a team So I just picked the Texans. And it was who should the Texans trade for next? I just laughed when I seen the headline. I was like, they can't.
They've got nothing to
They've
trade.
got like nothing going.
Yeah, they'll be going into 2021 picks, you would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they were to pick...
I would take they've just drafted...
Oh, no, 100% is O-line, isn't it? No, thinking about it. Really thinking about it.
So they just
the O-line now,
traded
because
for
Watson's getting smashed up too much.
Conley from the Raiders in the second round.
Yeah, cornerback. Yeah, because Bradley Roby got injured. So, yeah.
They're also in a sticky wicket of this. If they were to trade again, it's 100% a 1 year rental because there's no way they can afford to pay
everybody next off season. They've still got 2 years they'll get away without re-upping Watson without it causing a problem. I think certainly got next season anyway, but I think they might get away with another year.
Yeah, you'll have 1 year plus his option.
Yeah,
which will be tag money though.
Well, yeah, or you. Yeah.
It's going to be tough for them anyway. They're going to need to be creative.
Yeah. Only because Tunsil's going to absolutely wreck them for 22 million.
I agree, and that I would go for more O-line because I watched quite a bit of the Colts game at the weekend against the Texans, and Watson is so hesitant. That's what comes across to me. It's not that he's not protected; it's that he takes too long. But anyway, yeah. So moving on to Duval County, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have already got an additional couple of first rounders from the Jalen Ramsey trade. They're 3-4. They're only one game behind the Texans and the Colts at the top of the division. What would you do? I feel like this is a tricky one.
Yeah, because you can do both. You can either go because they've got a lot of defensive depth. You've got Darius and who's your Cardinals boy again? Calais Campbell. That's it. And Allen as three of the front four, which are like absolutely. You could maybe flick Darius for something decent. Get more draft capital if thinking further ahead.
So I've got,
or you could go Whitey if you're going offense.
I would do everything I could to sell Nick Foles.
Oh. Keep Minshew. You've got him on his rookie contract anyway. Yeah. Poor Foles, just he comes straight in and straight back out.
Everything you can to get rid of him. Whether you have to take a bit of a serious.
Because they've got he returned to practice or is due to return to practice pretty soon. They've got a problem in a couple of weeks as to what they want to do.
I would do everything I could to get rid of him for whatever I could get, because it's not about the draft pick, it's about the salary that you're going to have tied up in him when Minshew looks like he could kick on
and be cheap as chips for another couple of years.
So that would be my move. And you've got teams like the Titans who are 3-4 who
they could take him.
That's just I know they've already got Tannehill, but just for talking sake, there's teams that could go, you know what,
would BA, if you dangle that carrot, BA thinks, oh, maybe he's far better option than me trying to work out Winston.
He's an Arians quarterback, you know that. Thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you got any...
Calling it now. Gav's called it. No, I've not called it. I didn't do nothing. I'm going to take no credit.
So trade Foles to the Bucks.
For whatever you get.
Yeah.
Literally for whatever you get.
Even if it's a third rounder, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly, because it's about the salary dump.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, so we're now on to the AFC West, and we are going to Kansas City. Kansas City. So you are the Chiefs. You're 5-2. What are you doing?
This is tough.
They're probably likely to be a stick.
Yeah, that's where I've got them at, I think.
If I was to do anything, I would actually, if you had to, I would try and buy Trent Williams, because their offensive line hasn't been as good since, I think it was centre Mitch Morse left to the Bills, I want to say.
Yes.
So I would try and shore up a bit of that O-line with Trent Williams. It's a heavy pick, but you've got all the pieces there. You are in win now mode.
Yeah. So why not go all in and just push the other? Yeah.
So that would be my move if I have to do anything.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's a tricky one. They're.
So we'll leave it at that, and we'll move on to the 500 Oakland Raiders. That's another team that I feel like is a sneaky team that I didn't expect them to be 500.
No. They've done better than what I thought they were gonna. Everything seems to be falling into place for them about the plan. They're still at least a year away. It's not till Vegas, but then I almost worry you've got the disruption of moving to Vegas for a year that postpones that for another 12 months down the line.
What about the Raiders draft taking Nick Foles?
In place of Carr.
Nah, I don't see why you would do that.
Do you not think Foles is an upgrade on Carr?
Definitely not.
No?
Nah.
I think Derek Carr's been rubbish this year.
His completion percentage is way in the 70s. It's like really good.
I think
This
he's
is best in
solid.
the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not been impressed. But anyway, that was mine.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Nick Foles. He comes alive. He comes alive in the playoffs, but he's never been an outstanding performer through the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
his first season,
Derek Carr, you know what you get from him. He's not outstanding, but
so would you
he's
say
solid tier 2?
Is he
the
Andy Dalton
scale?
Yeah.
So what I was like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna. The Raiders aren't gonna. Well, they do have the additional Khalil Mack pick this year.
Yes.
But the Bears are probably going to finish maybe top 10. So they'll probably have to move up if they want to get another quarterback. I think Derek Carr, he's already been re-upped, hasn't he? So you're not getting any compensatory picks for him.
Oh no, they've got to get out at the end of this season. Derek
okay.
Carr. Yep.
So that'll be interesting.
Just listen to that on Inside the Huddle.
Is that a team get out or a?
I think it's a team get out. They didn't say one way or the other, but they were talking about the Carr Gruden dynamic and about the fact there's been a lot of rumblings on that.
Right. Okay.
What they're going to do, and it was Neil Reynolds that said that Carr has a get out, or there is a get out from Carr at the end of this year.
Yeah, so they've definitely got a lot of picks anyway because they shipped Conley.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the Khalil Mack picks, so be
and
interesting.
they're going to be good for another few wins easy anyway. So they're going to be mid. They're picking mid first round from their own pick.
Yeah.
You know, possibly even towards the lower side.
So you then move on to the Denver Broncos, 2 and 5.
Fire sale. You ship Miller.
So
yeah, Von Miller or Derek Wolfe.
you think you get a first rounder for Vaughn?
I don't know because he's
He's out of contract as well, isn't he?
30.
This year.
Is he?
I'm sure he is.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, so you thinking?
Ought to be.
Just got rid of Sanders.
Yep.
To the 49ers, which was on the
Horizon,
rumour
yeah.
mill anyway. Give Fangio a few years. Let's go younger. That's what we're going to do.
Don't disagree.
Yeah.
So and then to probably one of the most disappointing teams of the season, the San.
The Chargers.
Right. What do the Chargers do?
Dear.
Do you think?
Ship Gordon.
Yeah.
What are they sitting at?
2 and 5.
2 and 5.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get into the wild.
They go
No,
into
they would-
Chicago
yeah.
on Sunday. That's not exactly a massive hope.
Part.
Yeah, they probably need to finish 8 and.
They
2 and 5. Need an 8 and 1 finish.
An 8-1 run.
And they've got to play Chiefs again. They've got
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Yep.
Don't think so.
So the Chargers are in sale mode. So that is us covered, the AFC. And we'll now move on to the NFC shot corner. And we're going to start like we started with the
Released.
the worst division in the AFC. We're going to start with the worst division in the NFC. So Dallas Cowboys 4 and 3. What are you doing?
Buying. I don't know what, but you're buying.
What are you buying?
Nick Foles, because Dak Prescott's.
As much as you don't like Foles, you're still taking him over Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
Prescott's your new Andy Dalton,
Oh.
is he?
Nah.
He wins too much. He wins too much. Whoa.
I thought, what about a tight end?
Tight end.
Another
Get
tight
rid of
end. There's not enough tight ends to go round.
Well, they don't all have to make a move, right? So I'm going to say tight end because Jason Witten it's horrible to watch him run. It's actually uncomfortable.
I don't think I've watched the Cowboys game.
He's doing okay, is he not? I think
it's solid in receptions. I don't think it's massive in terms of yardage or touchdowns or actual output.
Yeah,
but for a lot of teams, a tight end is just a release.
Yeah.
Just hand it to him. We maybe get 2 yards, but we keep moving forward a little bit.
I can't think of anywhere else, so that would be my pick. Because I think the wide receivers are okay now.
Safety help or something that's they're pretty solid else. Yeah.
So we'll move on to...
No, I know what you're doing. You're getting rid of Jason. Just get rid of him now.
There's 3-0 in the division, so they've pretty much wrapped that up.
Yeah.
Eagles 3-4. What are you doing? I think you buy. Is my take. I think they need some defensive help. Maybe they could get Leonard Williams from the Jets. And Howie Roseman is someone that likes a little bit of wheeling and dealing. So
that he does.
So I can see the Eagles in a position that they're in with the division still being close. They will maybe see a couple of wins and they could, actually win out the division. So yeah, Eagles buy. The Giants 2-5.
Sell.
Who?
Sell what?
Eli Manning for 50p.
They didn't buy this week. No. Who they play?
Lions.
Oof. Yeah.
They're also a bit crap.
Right. Yeah, I suppose they're on rebound. Is it O-line?
Or are they buying? Do they buy something not for this year?
Get a really solid squad player that the younger-ish one. That'll be alright for a few.
So I think that their defense needs a bit of help, and I would go Vic Beasley from the Falcons if he's available.
Yeah. Okay. Don't hate that move. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's what I would do. And if you could get him for maybe third and some change, then that would be a good move for them. But yeah, we'll wait and see what happens there. The Redskins are selling whatever they've got to sell. In fact, no,
it's
actually,
Williams, isn't it? They're getting rid of Williams.
No, we should, but we're not. All the rumours are that Trent Williams will not be sold, will not be traded.
Oh, jeez.
And it's almost like it's a Mexican standoff where...
Yeah, they're just punishing him now.
Yeah.
So you don't pitch up, you're not getting to go anywhere.
And we're due a third rounder for him if he leaves anyway, so...
So just take the third rounder when you get it.
So yeah.
Season's done anyway.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we tried to get rid of a few other people as well. Paul Richardson.
I heard Sheriff was on the docket.
Yep.
That was a harsh one.
He's also due to...
Is he re-upped?
Well, he would be tagged. He was tagged this year.
Yeah, so you're due to re-up him, wouldn't you?
So it depends what happens with Williams, etc. But I would be really upset if he left because I think he's actually one of the best defensive linemen in the league. Very underrated. Right, so that was the absolute dumpster fire of the NFC East. So moving on to quite a competitive division, the NFC North. Green Bay Packers 6-1.
Buy a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Because
they're struggling.
What's there is okay, but it's not healthy.
Yeah, was it Devon Adams? Losing him he's your superstar, and you've lost him.
Yeah.
Geronimo
Allison, Marquez Valdez-Scantling or whatever.
Yeah.
All torched the Raiders.
They're not doing great. They all torched the Raiders.
Yeah, 429 passing yards.
Oh, was that game? Right.
7,000 touchdowns.
But that's Rodgers. That was as much Rodgers magic as it was anything else.
To get I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I agree that they're performing okay, but improve while you're on top. Add another one into that mix.
Not that you'll get them, but I mean, somebody like a Golden Tate or a solid wide receiver 2 is, I think, what you're wanting to try and pick up at this point in the season.
I probably agree. It was more just devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Okay, so we then move on to who is the next team? Minnesota Vikings 5-2.
So obviously the story there has been Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Do you sell him? He seems to have
not in the minute
switched with feeling out injured this week. Yeah, that's true.
You don't in the short term, but
Well, the
I know what
window's
you
only
mean.
open for another 3 or 4 days.
Yes, you have to pull the trigger if you're going to at this point.
So you
So
you have to do it after this weekend's game.
Well, to be fair, the Raiders traded Gary and Conley, played on the Sunday, traded them on the Monday, so you couldn't play Diggs on the Thursday, trade them on the Friday.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah. They need help on the O-line a little bit. Even though Cook's been alright, actually he could have been even better because the O-line's been kind of struggling this year. Defensively, I think they're pretty solid. If they were in a sell now mode, then it would easily be somebody off the defensive side of the ball that they could ship for picks, but I don't think they really need to.
And they're in contention, so why would you?
Yeah.
So
they're probably more realistically a stick and do nothing.
Yes,
yeah.
I agree.
But yeah, I get the Diggs, dangling the Diggs and getting rid of him could be a...
I think if they get rid of Diggs, they have to go and find a replacement. That's the issue with it.
Which is a bit pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it if it solves the problem of getting rid of someone that doesn't maybe want to be there.
Seemingly want to be there, yes.
So, it's an interesting one. Chicago Bears, 3-3, 500.
Do you know what? I'm going to just... I think you sell. I think you get rid of someone and think further ahead. I think there's too many issues there. I don't know why. The running game's not firing, which is struggling. Trubinsky and even when he was injured, Chase Daniel, none of them could really do much with the passing game, which means you're going to be massive. Yeah, the defense is going to keep you in games, but they've got so little to offer on offense. You wonder how many wins they're even going to pick up this year.
So there's a lot of rumours just now flying about that they're going to trade for Melvin Gordon. Would you do it?
What are they giving away for him?
I think it was a third round they were saying.
Okay, then do you know what? That's okay. I'm
Yeah,
alright with that.
I
I'm alright
think
with
okay
that.
with that because it's going to help Trubinsky
Yeah.
by having a proper running back to hand the ball off to, which
Yeah.
that is probably their big weakness on offense, isn't it? They really don't have.
They'll really lose.
So
they
they've got
really
David-
lost Jordan Howard.
They've
Montgomery hasn't quite got
No.
into that starting spot as RB1, and Tariq
And
Cohen's
they-
too much of a gadget back. He's
they
not
used
soft
Tariq-
enough to go through the tackles.
They used to treat Cohen all wrong, in my opinion. They actually try and play him like a running back, and he's like 5'3".
Yeah.
He's your Sproles.
Push him into the slot,
Yeah.
and he's got crazy
Jet
speed
sweeps,
as well. So
jet sweeps and flipping
Yep.
option passes and all that stuff. That's what you use him for.
I actually think that they are a team that will move on at QB. I think Trubisky is going to fall into the Mariota,
Yeah.
Winston.
Yeah. He's still got another year.
Yeah, they've got
to the way.
They've got. I think it's a year.
I know what I mean. He hasn't convinced him enough he's the guy, and he really needs to pull it out the bag for the rest of the season and next season to have any chance of sticking
Imagine
around longer
taking
than
him
that.
again ahead of Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes.
Well, that's the stinky bit.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing, right? I think coming out of college though, he was the clear, like, number one.
It was between him and Deshaun Watson, wasn't it? Mahomes wasn't even in that conversation.
No.
For
Mahomes wasn't even supposed to go in the first round.
yeah.
Oh, how stupid does that look now, eh?
Yeah, hindsight is a wonderful thing. Right, the Detroit Lions 2-5.
So,
Sorry, no,
did
they're
they
not
won
2-5.
2-5?
No, they're not because they've
Right.
got a draw. It's 2-3-1.
3-1.
2-3-1. Sell something.
Yeah, I don't know what though, but
So they got rid of Quandre Diggs to the Seahawks for I think it was a 5th rounder, who was their starting safety, which to me says that, and it was their secondary to me that was their issue. So to get rid of a starting safety was a bit strange, but they don't have a huge amount of people you would want to let go, and two that you can also sell. Because the people that are of value, like I wouldn't even get rid of Marvin Jones. I know he had that monster game there, but he's a solid WR2.
Yeah.
So, and if you take him out of it, you've got Kenny Golladay and nothing else because Kerryon Johnson's out. And they don't
I
have.
don't think they're going to do much for the rest of the season though. I think that they suffer in the division they're in.
Do you let it just this season flame out, and then the thing for me is though,
Reset
this is
for
Matt
next
Patricia's second year,
Mm-hmm.
so he then goes into his 3rd year of 2 losing seasons.
Yeah, next
Pressure's
year.
going to start to crank up,
Yeah.
and they did back him this year. They paid a lot of money for like Trey Flowers and people like that.
And I mean, they started off 2-0-1. You know, everyone was ticking along okay, and they've just been on a 3-game losing streak, but with or by since.
Yeah.
So
Sell if you can.
Don't know what though.
Yeah, a punter or something.
For a first round.
Matt Prater. Yeah. Right, so let's move on to the AFC North, and you've got the Baltimore Ravens at 5-2. What are you doing if you are the Ravens?
No, we're in NFC.
Sorry.
We've already discussed them.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. NFC South, New Orleans Saints 6-1 somehow. Drew Brees about to come back.
Tight end.
Possibly, yeah. Because Cook's... How knackered is Cook? I don't know.
I
Only
know.
noticed he was missing. Len Hammy sent me a message saying, by the way, you've got an injured tight end on your fantasy team. It was halfway through game 1. I was like, damn it.
I would go running back because I think Kamara suffers not having a proper tandem.
Yes.
And Latavius Murray is the most predictable running back you'll ever see.
He had an okay game this
Yeah.
week, but that was with him as running back 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go. I haven't said his name loads, but imagine if you went Gordon, you know, third round pick for him, and you just
It's
played.
the money you've got to pay for him though.
But
I think it's somebody like Gus the Bus from Baltimore.
maybe.
Bring him in to be your absolute hard, just charge through the middle and knacker an opponent.
I think that's what they expected from Latavius Murray, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I think Ingram was really good in the passing game as well, which gave them flexibility. So I think
What's San Fran got in the backfield? Breida,
Mostert,
isn't it? Yeah.
and Coleman, and the guy.
Jerry McKinnon. He got injured again, didn't he?
Yeah, he
He
did.
did. He's
Aye,
out for the
right.
year again.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them. Or Chris Thompson from the Redskins, who's a fantastic third down back. Yeah, so that would be my take if you were the Saints. I need to check who else is in that division.
Falcons.
We'll come to them, that's an easy one.
Panthers and Bucks.
Panthers are 4-2. Why
Trade.
You're trading
No,
Cam.
yeah, exactly.
Get
Try
rid
and
of
get rid of Cam Newton.
Go all in
Yeah?
on Kyle
Yeah.
Allen. Just it's
People
ballsy
would-
as hell because Riverboat Ron, he's known as a gambler. Yeah. So he does it. He goes mental, right? But halfway through this season, because he could have gone last off
Yeah,
season.
we had doubts about him being
Yeah. They're sitting 4-2 at the minute. They've got a quarterback that is doing fine. Samuel and Moore seems to be helping him out.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay
Greg
in the running
Olsen's doing
game for
okay.
obvious reasons. They've got the best back in the league now.
Defense is
Do
okay.
you get rid of Cam and get some decent value
Yeah. I
just to help you even better?
totally
next
think
year?
you do.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
And
teams
it helps
teams
with
would
salary
buy
cap as well, so you can be fishing around next off season and free agency as well.
teams like the Bears who think they're only a quarterback away from being really good might jump.
Yeah.
Titans.
Titans as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. I like that one. Great shout. Right, so we've then got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bruce Arians at 2-4. They feel better than a 2-4 team, but
Yeah.
I don't think they are. But I think that's just in my head.
I think they probably are, if not for Jameis Winston.
Who was actually doing really good to start with,
And then capitulated.
and the world's biggest shock.
We'll see how he bounces back. I did
won't.
say it on the last
Spoiler.
episode that that's the
He
game.
won't.
That's the game that's officially cost him any hope of hanging around. But he's probably already done. I wonder about somebody like Lavonte
Would
David.
he-
Do you ship him? Try and get some capital.
Mm-hmm.
Winston's not a mid-season trade, is he?
No,
Who's
you can't
trading
get
for
rid of
him?
it. He's just
Well, that's-
he just
yeah.
gets released at the end of the season. No fun, but I don't think there's any. I don't think anyone's going to take him. I think people will take him in the off season and give him a
As
shot.
a
What
backup.
about
Yeah.
trading OJ Howard, tight end? We spoke about a lot of teams in tight end. Bruce Arians doesn't really use tight ends in his offense.
Not massively, no.
So it makes sense for the organisation.
And there was a few teams we spoke about
You
earlier
need
that
that help, so you could probably get some good
Yeah.
value out of it. Actually, that's quite good. I like that one.
So to the next dumpster fire, which is the Atlanta Falcons.
Fire sale. Everybody.
Sell whatever you
So-
can.
We've already mentioned Beasley.
Could go Sanu.
So he's
Yeah.
gone.
They don't have a lot else.
Unless you're giving up your massive
superstars.
superstars, which you're
Like-
not
What
going
about
to do.
what
They're
about
gonna-
shipping Devontae Freeman?
Well, yeah. I don't
So
really
you got-
get for him. That's the thing, though.
So you got a third or a fourth rounder for him. The reason I'm thinking that is
If you get that, then yeah, they should bite their hand off for it because I don't think he's worth a third rounder.
he's
What
got
if someone came in and said, "I'll give you 2 first-rounders for Julio"?
Well, that's where I was. I was thinking because he's what 30 now. you know, he's still going to be good for a couple of seasons. But if you're getting 2 first rounders,
Who's got that cap on?
Dolphins? No, they wouldn't do it anyway. But
who's in the win now and has that cap on? That's the problem. I don't disagree with the shout, but there's not a lot of teams that could physically make it happen.
Before this week, it would have been Packers maybe.
No,
it's not their kind of move. The Patriots, but they obviously went for their second receiver rather than their first one. The fact that they've given up Sanu says they're not going to give up Jones as well if they would ever consider it in the first place.
49ers go mental.
They just got Sanders.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Seahawks?
No, that's not their game.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to think of teams that are in win now and have the.
They don't even have the cap because they.
What about he becomes Stephon Diggs' replacement in Minnesota?
Can't see it happening.
No, I know you can't see it happening. I'm just throwing ideas out.
If they were able to get a first for Diggs, which a one-away guy they can be able to get a first out of. If they can get a first for Diggs, and then they're only giving him another first.
Yeah, to get Julio.
Then maybe.
For a couple of seasons, you got Julio on one side, Thielen on the other. Oof.
Yeah,
but
don't disagree, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so NFC West, you are the San Francisco 49ers, who are 6-0. Surely you got to think of how can we keep this run going. And what would you do?
That's a good question. They only really have one area of need, you would have thought, and they've just addressed that with getting Sanders in. So you either double down on that and give them another option. Running backs core is fine. O-line must be okay.
I'm going to double down on defense.
Really?
Yep.
They're solid anyway.
Yep. But that's
secondary.
Just throw it right in.
Or up front.
I think up front.
I think.
And do you mean get like a Von Miller or something mental like that?
Just I was thinking Beasley, Leonard Williams, or whoever's the best value. But imagine the rotations that you can do.
Yeah. If you're already it's pretty solid.
If you're saying this is our chance, the way that things are rolling this season. If you can get someone like Von Miller on a 1 year where you can just say,
go mental.
I think
put a ring on your finger, basically.
Yeah. Here's
a weird wedding dog.
But it is. Go get a ring.
Yeah.
Here's your 6 months to go. Give yourself the best chance of winning. Derek Wolfe. It could be anyone. I think you want to keep that rolling, and also you give yourself a little bit of protection should someone like Nick Bosa, who does have an injury history, go down.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do.
Go and take somebody from the Panthers. So they've got Brian. They picked up Brian Burns, who's coming into his own. They seem to be pretty okay, and I think they've got.
I can't remember his name.
I'm not sure you would though, because the Panthers are a team they've got a winning record. So why would the Panthers give something like that up?
Yeah.
The only reason we talked about them trading is because it's Cam, and that's an issue. That is going to be an issue when he's fit again.
So I know. I'm just talking rubbish there.
Yeah, that would. It's a tough one, isn't it? So that would be my shout. Double down on your defensive front because that's your strength. And it would be.
We're going to get like Geno Atkins from the Bengals.
Yeah, or Carlos Dunlap.
Yeah, because they're knockered anyway. So what's it matter?
Seahawks, who are 5-2 for some weird reason. Didn't see that.
It's the Jadeveon Clowney effect.
Did you not?
No, I didn't see it. It's more that I don't recognise them as a 5-2 team.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's not that I'm surprised that they're winning. It's more that I didn't think the record was that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember where we had them pegged in the division.
Second behind the Rams was.
Was it pushing for a wild card?
Yes.
Outside shot, it was. Right. Okay, so they're well on track to be achieving that.
They're pretty much where we thought they would be at the start of the year.
Yeah, so that's fine. Russell Wilson's playing pretty damn ridiculous.
It's not. I don't even think it's. For once, I don't think it's the offense. Having watched the game against Baltimore, their defense let them down in that game. They didn't. They actually. That game specifically, they had the first half strategy nailed to a T where they contained Jackson. But then they got too aggressive and he was able to find space really quickly. So I think you probably need like a linebacker that can come in off the edge. So maybe someone like maybe David from the Bucks, Vontae David. But apart from that, I don't really know what else you do because they've just got Quandre Diggs from the Lions as well for their secondary.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm with you. It's probably that side of the ball if they do go and get anybody.
There was rumours that they were going to ship Rashad Penny, who was their second round pick last year.
Yeah. Who's it? Oh, Carson. Carson's playing alright at the minute. Yeah, I was going to say, who is the starting running back at the minute?
So, yeah.
They've never replaced Beast Mode Lynch ever since he went.
No.
Haven't quite got back up to that level. But then when you've got someone that good, it's very difficult to kind of replicate that. But yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the LA Rams. Imagine that you have picks left, so what would you do? They are 4-3, so they're not
out of it. They're only one behind.
No. Yeah.
Really.
And last week was the perfect get right game.
Yeah.
For all parties concerned. Jalen Ramsey had a pretty good game.
And they've got the Bengals on tap,
which
this weekend. I know it's in London, but it's a home game for them, but it's the Bengals, so you'd think they'd get another
Zach
one
Taylor
there.
revenge game.
There ain't going to be no revenge there.
Trade for tackle, defensive tackle, because and then just free up Aaron Donald a little bit more, like you had last year.
Yeah, when Sue was helping.
Yeah,
that's a good shout.
They've lost him more than I think they realised.
Yeah.
They just couldn't afford to pay him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do if I was with the Rams.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good shout. And then finally, the Arizona Cardinals.
Stick at the moment, unless you can get a value pick either on offensive line or tackle or middle linebacker.
So where do you think the Cardinals are picking next year? Top 10? Low end?
Well, the record just now is 0.5.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say they might not. No, I think they might be about 12 or 13. I think they're going to be. They're not going to be bad enough to slide into the top 10. I think there's too many other bad teams this year.
The back half of the schedule is tougher than what they've already played.
So it depends if you go into free fall.
I think
you've got the 49ers this week, don't you? Or is it next week?
You're away to the Saints.
Saints, yeah. That's
Saints
tough.
this week. It's tough, but it's whether Breeze comes back in seamlessly.
True.
So you hope that.
But it's
actually.
Well, I think they're going to play Bridgewater again this week.
Give them another week.
Have they confirmed that?
I'm pretty sure that.
Right.
Because they were talking, certainly last week, they were talking that their plan at that point was that Breeze would start this game.
Because their bye week's week 10, I'm sure. And
yes.
then they were going to bring him in week 11. So
really?
They have.
There's only week 8 coming up, so they'll have another game.
That was a part
before.
But
no, they've got the bye after this week.
There's a bye after this.
It's week 10 is their bye. So they're playing week 9. Or
this is week 8. They must have a week 9 bye.
Okay, so yeah, was it after the bye they were talking about?
Oh, that makes a lot more sense then. Yeah, stick with Bridgewater for now.
So you've got
your bye week.
We've gone off topic. Cardinals, what you doing?
Sticking unless there's value to be picked up. Otherwise, just leave it to the draft. I don't think there's anything that you want to sell. The one that's been rumoured over the last year is Pat Peterson.
Yeah.
Do you get rid of him? I don't think you do it. I think you keep him. You see the impact. The defense stepped up a level against. Yeah, I know it's the Giants.
I was just going to say
they still stepped up a level. They had more time.
9 sacks or something mental like that as well.
Something daft like that.
It was outstanding.
4 turnovers.
Yeah.
Chandler Jones had
4 sacks and
4
fumbles?
4 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery.
You'll take that any week.
Yes.
It's no bad.
Most underappreciated edge rusher in the league. Just putting that out there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Since he moved to the Cardinals in 2016, no one has more sacks than Chandler Jones.
True. Yeah, had he been on, there's several other teams that had he done that same level of production, everyone would have been just gushing about how good he is.
But he's not in one of the big media markets, so he doesn't get that love.
Mm-hmm.
Boo-hoo. Yeah, so I would probably trade for, if I was the Cardinals, in preparation for next year, and I would go for someone on the defensive side. I think you need just to help Chandler Jones and Suggs and just
something through the middle, I think, because the middle's too soft.
Yeah, don't know who, but that's what I would do. So we have now covered all
everyone.
32 teams and pretty quick timing for us. Normally we go on tangents.
We set ourselves quite a firm. Let's stick to it a bit more than normal.
So we're going to move over to our predictions league. Andrew, can you give us an update?
I can. So last week, in fact, no, I don't want to talk about last week.
Oh, did you go 1-3?
No.
Oh.
So last
it was me that went 1-3 again.
No one went 1-3.
Oh.
But someone went 3 out of 3.
Oh, I'll be Gav then.
Yes.
Good effort.
So Gav picked
You're running away with it.
Vikings, Ravens and Saints to all win, and they did. Steve and I both got one right.
Ugh,
which means that Steve is
on
last
bottom.
with 7.
Yeah.
I'm
7 out of
on
18.
8. And Gav is 4 ahead with 12.
Oh, miles ahead. Perfect 2/3. Joe, that's good. If you're betting on that and you're getting 2/3 of them right,
I should really start putting these on. Because the Ravens would have been good odds to beat the Seahawks and the Seahawks. But anyway, games this week. Andrew, explain what we're doing this week.
So we're going to mix it up a little bit. And rather than picking close games, we're going to pick games that maybe won't be close. So if you're picking the favourite to win, we want to know by how much. And we're splitting this into chunks of possessions. So 0 to 8 points being a 1 possession victory, 9 to 16 being 2, so on and so forth. So first game up, and this is just a horrendous game all round, is the Dolphins at the Steelers. Gav, what have you got?
Steelers by 1.
Steelers 1 possession.
Mason Rudolph's back this week, and that'll help the Steelers a little bit. The Dolphins are still... They actually looked okay last week against the Bills.
Yep.
But they're
They
still
had a
crap.
fighting chance of winning that one.
They're
and
still
then
crap.
threw it away again. What?
They've done the same against the Redskins. You would think they were tanking.
Fitzmagic has these moments where he forgets what team he's on. He just
In the same game though, one game he looks like the next Tom Brady, and then the next game he looks like he's got no arms. Anyway,
right, Steve, where are you going with this one?
Yes, Steelers will go in and pick up a win, but it ain't going to be pretty, and they're not going to get it by much. So,
less
probably,
than
yeah, we're talking 3 points.
So you're staying Steelers by 1 as well?
Yeah.
I think it'll be more comfortable. I'm going to go Steelers by 3.
Ooh, spicy.
Whoa.
Spicy.
21
So
points.
that's between 17 and 24 points.
Oh,
It's not
Jesus.
out with the realms of possibility known right
no,
now.
true.
Patrick.
Yes, yeah, he could throw 6 interceptions into that Steelers defense quite easily. Yeah. Oof. Dear.
Next game.
Turn back to Rosen halfway. He has a Peterman-esque meltdown.
Is he the most unfortunate quarterback?
Rosen?
Little side note. Just in the sense of what's happened to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Foles must be getting close. If the emergence of Minshew means that Foles get moved on again, Foles
He's won a Super Bowl. He's not
close
unfortunate.
into it. No.
And he got paid.
Oh, big time, yeah.
I just meant.
Well, I know what you mean.
Why would you
Rosen
give up
crap.
on a young quarterback and a crap team to put in a veteran who's crap and a
Because
crap
they're
team?
tanking on purpose.
But they still
They're
lose
not
with
allowed
Rosen.
to say that.
You're just allowed to. You maybe see if you've got something more than.
Well, you've got
Yeah,
to seem to be
it's got-
competitive. That's the problem, isn't it? So I think at that point you're you've given Rosen
But
a
if
few
they're-
games.
if
He's
they-
struggled.
Yeah. If they
Turn
think
back
Rosen-
and give a shot. You know that flip-flopping quarterbacks wrecks a season. It's happened too many times. So you're sitting there and
So do it.
just do it anyway, right? Doesn't matter. We can say oh yeah, no, he's not the guy. We'll just go and give Fitzpatrick a shot. Fitzpatrick has one of these mental games.
I think what they should do is they should make Josh Rosen and Fitzpatrick play Madden before every game, and whoever wins.
Whoever wins gets to start. What a selection process. It's brilliant.
Right, second game, London game, Bengals at Rams. Steve.
Rams are gonna win it, and it's gonna be by at least 3.
So you're saying Rams by 3? Or are you saying by 4? Or by 5?
3.
Rams by 3.
So what's that bracket? That's what.
17 to 24.
17 to 24. I will go...
God, they could win a bit more.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go Rams by 4.
Oh. Do you think the Bengals will come over and put up a stinker and score nothing?
I have a
Absolute
feeling,
zero.
right, so Zach Taylor was Sean McVay's assistant and then his OC. I don't think McVay will humiliate him. I think you see these in games
You'll beat them, but just be nice about it.
Yeah.
You do the gentleman thing
yeah.
and just run the clock down
Yes.
and just put Brown in for a couple of
but like
long drives.
So I don't think they'll... And also, the Rams can do things like if they're comfortably winning, they can rest starters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think...
I like how like Belichick was just...
He hates the Jets.
Yeah, so he was like deliberately calling penalties.
Yep.
He was trying to
game just to wind them up.
He was trying to back up the punt, which teams do so often, try and give themselves more room. I love that the Jets kept declining the penalty. It was brilliant.
No, it's okay, thanks.
Just stay where you are.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Just messing with him.
So you're seeing the Rams by how
Generally,
many?
17, whatever that puts me in.
That puts
Well, that
you
would be
just
3.
in the 3 bracket.
That's what I think. It's going to be just 3, but I think it will be that way. I think he'll be.
Don't
He
want
would.
to go 2.
He wouldn't. I think McVay's character is he'll have a lot of respect for Taylor, etc. So he'll do the gentleman thing and not decimate them.
If he does that mean he's not ruthless enough to succeed in the fullness of time?
No. No.
Just throwing it out.
And then the last game we've got is the Browns at the Patriots. I'll go first on this one.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots are going to destroy them, like proper destroy them. I'm going the Patriots by 5 scores.
Wow.
Oh, that's what I
That's
was
bold.
thinking. Right,
5.
I'll
What's
pin it.
that? What's that bracket?
That's like 35 points.
Yeah.
I'm going to pin it in a 4 then, just to give me an outside chance of winning. But definitely the Patriots as well. That defense is absolutely on a tear. It is some next level nonsense.
Browns off a bye. Could they do anything to be any better?
No.
No.
They still got Baker Mayfield at quarterback, so no.
Well,
a year ago, we were all buzzing about Mayfield. I'm just trying to think of it. Could it be a get?
Nah.
No,
Nah.
I can't say either.
Nah. Just no.
I'll say
the
3.
Patriots are going to absolutely ruin
I'll
them.
say 3.
It's going to be. I mean, this Patriots defense is on par for some. I mean, we're talking.
They also
we're talking
have played
Legion of Boom-esque level of
a
dominance.
load of shit. Let's also keep that in mind. They've played
Yes,
utter
the
garbage.
schedule has been lucky for them, but you still need to go on the field and dominate bad team.
Which is easy when it's the Dolphins twice, the Redskins, the
The
Giants,
Jets twice,
the Jets. I'm not as sold on
Skins.
them. They've fucked the Skins, yeah.
Switcher.
And they're back. This is when we'll see how good they are because their back half is a lot tougher. They play the Ravens, the Chiefs, even the Chargers.
Did they get the Chiefs without Mahomes though? I think they're going to get lucky, aren't they?
Maybe.
Talking about the schedule gods falling in their favour at this rate, they could get that as well.
But yeah, and the one game that they weren't as good was against the Bills that we've already mentioned. So I'm not as high on them as other people. It's also because I hate the Patriots.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is us wrapped up everything. You can find us on various social media outlets such as
Find us at the AF Cast on Twitter. Search the American Fitbaw Cast on Facebook. Like, share, retweet, review. Tell your pals. Cheers.
You've been listening to another great podcast from the Fair City Podcast Network, a group dedicated to connecting and developing podcasts. Check out fcpod.net for more great podcasts and content.